Well, the difference between MIC and DMI, and first I'll define them. So MIC stands for Mortgage Investment Corporation, and DMI stands for Direct Mortgage Investment. And at Hosper, we call these our MIC program or our DMI program. We didn't invent either. We certainly didn't invent the MIC. A MIC is a structure created by the CRA, I believe in the 70s, as an alternative way for Canadians to finance finance mortgages. And DMI, again, this is also not something that we've invented. Canadians and people have been lending privately as an alternative to a bank for years and years. But what we've tried to do is make these simple programs that become more accessible to anybody. So historically, mortgage investing was really only accessible to a select group of people that were in the know, in the industry. Real estate lawyers, real estate agents, mortgage brokers, and maybe only their closest friends and family. What Hosper has tried to do is take this type of lucrative, niche private investment and make it accessible to anybody. However, I do need to caveat that there is eligibility requirements, and so this is where I'm going to take a step back and explain. I'm explaining what these are at a high level from an informational perspective. Later in the next few videos, we'll be having one of our individuals, our licensed investment representatives, one of Hosper's team members. We'll talk more about the specifics of eligibility, suitability, and all the other things that they do to review this investment, knowing the product of the investment with the client, knowing your client, and making that match. So again, from an informational perspective, there's a couple key differences between DMI and MIC. So a direct mortgage investment, this would be more, I hesitate to say suitable. This may be more appealing to somebody who has the preference of being directly on title, likes to be more hands-on, wants to know the nitty-gritty of one specific loan, and is comfortable being tied to that specific loan and that specific property. Now, Hosper would still fully manage that entire loan from start to finish, the whole life cycle of that loan. But at the end of the day, that loan is essentially owned by that one individual. And typically for our clients in the direct mortgage program, we would be dealing with clients that are building a portfolio of loans. So it wouldn't be suitable for one individual, or at least I wouldn't recommend one person doing one direct loan and kind of putting all of their eggs in that basket. But we have several clients, many clients, high 6 figures, 7 figures, who with that size of funds were able to build them their own kind of portfolio based on their preferences. Now compare that with a MIC, which offers more instant diversification. The MIC already has hundreds of mortgages under management in that portfolio, and those mortgages are constantly rolling over. Every week we have mortgages paying out and are funding new mortgages. So that allows for diversification regardless of the size of the investment. You can meet our minimum, and that minimum amount is still evenly dispersed across all the loans. You could also invest $1 million, and that's also evenly dispersed across all the loans. So the MIC is generally a more diversified and more, although it is, again, a liquid investment, it's a more liquid investment than the direct mortgage option. So if I have somebody coming to me asking for a recommendation, a friend or a family member that doesn't know anything about mortgage investing, just knows that they trust me and they'd like to take my advice, I would prefer to recommend the MIC over DMI, with the final caveat that we still have to conduct the suitability and eligibility for that investment.